Okay, so what you can see here is my scrap piece of string that I have gone ahead and tied 10 Hail Marys and then an Our Father bead. And I left the tool there so you can have an idea of the scale. So what you're going to have is your 10 Hail Mary beads. Remember, those need to be pretty close together. And then you're going to leave, that's about for me, that's about one thumb space between the last Hail Mary and the Our Father bead. So hopefully you've practiced enough now. You've gotten really good at making your Hail Mary knots, and you're just as good at your Our Father knots, and you've gotten better at making your spaces between each of those. Once you've done that, and you've graduated past your scrap, you can pick up your piece of rosary twine that, remember, it needs to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 21 feet, 25 feet. If it's, I usually start longer if this is your first try, because like I said, if the spacing is too big, you might run out of string. The place you're always going to start is with a Hail Mary knot. And if you remember on the video earlier, I said to leave a piece of somewhere between 6 and 10 inches. That's this piece right here. You want to leave that piece of string because we're going to use that later. And you're going to start with these Hail Mary knots at the end, and then you're going to work your way around. And the way I like to think of it is I'm making the rosary backwards. I'm making the last Hail Mary and working my way back toward the beginning. So hopefully you can see here what we've done is we've put together the 5 decades. We're going to have 5 sets of 10, and between each we have an Our Father bead. And you can see, hopefully, that we end up with, at this point, we'll have 5 sets of 10 Hail Mary knots, and in between those we will have 4 of Our Father knots. And that's where we're going to be before we start moving towards the front part of the rosary.